Disclaimer, this series revolves around criticising things, and just because I'm doing that doesn't necessarily mean I dislike the thing. Thank you. Click below to watch the original Sims video, or to buy How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, you made plenty of marks, all in the wrong places.
Discount Simon Pegg voiceover. I guess Craig Ferguson is doing his impression of Simon Pegg from Star Trek.
Or, alternatively, this could just be a Scottish accent. Like, a normal one that isn't influenced by Simon Pegg.
There's no way this kid could hit a flying dragon with that piece of crap.
That actually looks like quite a sophisticated catapult. Wait, is that a catapult? I actually don't really know my ancient projectile weapon terminology. It's never really come up in my day-to-day life. Whatever it is, it looks quite sophisticated. So, quit your bullshit.
Not like the last few times, Dad. I mean, I really actually hit it.
This kid who's supposed to be a Viking is sounding a little Jewy.
He doesn't really sound Jewy, and if he did, that would be fine. We don't really know what Vikings sounded like.
Can you not see that I have bigger problems? Winter is almost here, and I have an entire village to feed.
And you've got like a dozen braids in your beard to tend to.
Man, you're on thin ice criticizing other men for their beards, just saying.
Okay, this is getting annoying. Why does everyone in this town have completely different accents?
You're actually addressing the fact that the kids and the adults have different accents in this movie. Well, this should be a pretty hard sin to fuck up.
They're all in a small Viking village, and this kid sounds American, basically. His dad is British, and the guy limping is all Scottish.
And he fucked it up anyway. Do you want to know how? Do you want me to tell you how? Probably noticed, because it's blindingly obvious. You listed British and Scottish as two different accents, even though both the characters you were talking about sound Scottish. And even though Scotland is in Britain, if you'd got what was happening here right, you wouldn't have listed them separately. So...
Pussy!
I don't need to finish that word, you know where I'm going with that.
Do we have enough bread-making Vikings?
Or a Viking who counts all your money and reinvests it into mutual funds. I bet you would be awesome at that.
I don't get that joke, but I'm guessing it's terrible, so...
Dragon training's in the Thunderdome?
This movie, that movie.
I hope I get some serious burns.
I'm hoping for some mauling, like on my shoulder or lower back.
Okay, so the kids have normal voices and the parents have Viking voices. So at what point do they start talking like Scotsmen?
American voices are no more normal than any other kind of voices.
Whoa, this underwater CGI is bad.
No, it looks fine. I mean, maybe it doesn't look as good as the CGI in, say, Incredibles 2. Who's seen Incredibles 2? Come on, how fucking good is that film? I love it so much. Recaptured my childhood. I love that film.
Strike class, fear class, mystery class.
Nerd!
Since you're someone who has a YouTube channel about movies and video games, do you really think you should be calling other people nerds? You are a nerd. We are nerds. This isn't something we should shy away from.
His dad sailing off into a storm? That's just like Frozen. Frozen also had a royal family with an outcast child.
Oh my god, it's just like Frozen, even though this movie doesn't have a royal family in it. Meaning that the only connections you have left are some fog near a boat and an outcast child. What similar films?
But wait, this movie came out 3 years earlier. I think that's actually a one-up bonus.
Wow, that's even dumber than... that's even dumber than I initially thought. So, you're not giving this movie a sin for being a rip-off of something else? Which, I'll be honest, I did think that's what you were doing because I didn't realise that this came out after Frozen. You're actually giving this movie a win because another movie did vaguely similar things 3 years later. This movie had no control over that. Like, I have no words, man. Sometimes I feel that by sinning you and actually trying to come up with logical ways to debunk the things you say, I'm giving you way too much benefit of the doubt, because clearly to debunk you, all you just have to say is, testicles, Jews, like that is the level you operate on. I don't see why I should attempt to apply any kind of logic to it.
Doesn't his face kind of look like Avatar? Big doughy yellow eyes, pointy ears, and a cat-like nose with a human mouth.
Yes, a human mouth. That's what people's mouths look like. Does anyone want to Photoshop that mouth onto a person just to see how normal and human that mouth looks? I would enjoy seeing that. Also, even though you can list some features that are quite similar, the overall look is very different. And even if it wasn't, that would be fine. There are what, hundreds of thousands of movies? Are there millions of movies? I don't know how many movies there are. I don't think anyone really does. But when the pool is that large, sometimes some things are going to look quite similar, and that's okay.
Did they just have, like, dragon sex or something?
Testicles! Jews! Ah!
So dragons are weak against eels and grass. Starting to see why the humans are winning this war.
It's almost as if they're just, like, animals. Which they are. Also, yes, I do know that eels make dragons sick. I don't need another, 100 people telling me that in the comments of this video as well. I know it, I just don't think that that's particularly relevant to what he was saying.
I am very much hurt!
Ah, the laser pointer trick. My dogs fall for that too.
Cool, man. That's good for you. Nice.
Would have thought it, eh? He has this way with the beasts.
He has his way with the beast? Fuck, man, take it easy. This is a kid's movie.
The phrase there was very clearly, he has this way with the beasts.
Hey, you forgot to fly through that bonus ring.
I was gonna send this just for being like a random meaningless phrase that was just thrown into the video for no apparent reason. Actually, I will. But I've watched the clip in slow motion multiple times and there is nothing there that even closely resembles a bonus ring.
That's for everything else.
I guess dragon rides get girls wet, huh? They had virtually no relationship before this.
And they still have virtually no relationship now. I mean, they just had what you could count as their first date and it only ended with a peck on the lips, so this doesn't really seem to be moving that fast to me. Also, I'm pretty sure no one wants to hear you describe a 15-year-old as wet, man.
He becomes one of us!
One of us. One of us.
Yes, those are the words he said. Well done.
Oh no, underwater CGI isn't this movie's strong suit.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks fine.
It's an occupational hazard.
Hazard?
Hazard.
Sounding real country now.
I'm getting really tired of just disagreeing with the things that you say and not being able to go further in depth to it because there's really no substance to the things you're saying, so it's just not possible to go any deeper into it because, I mean, the things that you say are so shallow anyway that if you tried to go deeper into it, you'd just reach the bottom. Do you like my metaphor? I'm quite pleased with it. But I am going to have to do that again because, no, not really. And even if he did, it would be fine. So the sin total was 26, and the punishment will be just being Brooke's show. Just so you know, there should be a Q&A coming out on my other channel very soon. If you're not aware of my other channel, I'll link it on screen so you can go check that out if you want to. Also, feel free to ask more questions because I'm definitely going to do more of these in the future. Although please do put the word Q&A somewhere in the comments so I can easily find it. Also, if you're wondering why this isn't a cartoon Sins video, I've changed my schedule up a bit slightly. I'll leave details in the comments section. Anyway, I'll see you on Wednesday for the main show. Goodbye.